A Wrinkle in Time is directed by Ava DuVernay, and this film is based off of the children's book of the same name. And this movie tells a story of a young girl named Meg and her father who believe that you could travel through space and time in the blink of an eye. And after he disappears, three magical beings called the Misses help her along with her brother and her friend to try to find her father and to bring him home. When all of the marketing was released for this film, and the more that we started to learn what this movie was, there was just one thing that I needed to know about this movie to get me excited, and that's the fact that Ava DuVernay directed it. And if you're not familiar with their work, she is an Oscar-nominated director and the director behind films such as Selma and the crushing documentary The 13th. And because she has done such an incredible job not only in front of but behind the camera as well, that was enough for me to be on board with this film, and that's why it pains me to say that I just really did not care for this movie. A Wrinkle in Time is an ambitious film. It's a movie that reaches so far at times, and that's something that I really do admire about it, is that it is trying hard to tell the story as passionately and as meticulously as it can. A lot of times on this channel, I will review a movie that is just so blatantly just disregards filmmaking and just does not care about the audience and the story that it tells. The opposite is true with this film. The effort is 100% there with every single frame. It's so evident that the people involved with this film care about what they are doing in the story that they're trying to tell, but unfortunately it just does not come together really at all. And there are some things that I do admire about this movie. I think that the message that it gives children about self-image and kind of embracing what you would consider your faults, I really appreciated that aspect of the film. And I think that there are a lot of kids out there that will see this movie and will be inspired about things that they may or may not be self-conscious about. I thought one of the better elements about A Wrinkle in Time is the performance from Storm Reed, who portrays the young girl named Meg. I thought the scenes in which she shines the most is when she's dealing with people. The scenes that are two actors face to face. She really stands out in one moment in particular, but I don't want to spoil what exactly that scene is. However, there are a lot of scenes in this movie where it's so evident that they're on the sound stage in front of a green screen and she's acting to nothing, and I just really didn't buy it. For example, there are a few scenes where her character is seeing some truly remarkable things, and she really doesn't react in a way that a normal person would. Now, that might not be her fault. That actually could lie on the director for not directing them to act more surprised when these incredible things are happening in front of them, but whoever's fault it is, it just didn't work for me. But I would say, though, for the vast majority of the film, she is very good and very impressive for a young actress like herself, and I am excited to see what happens next in her career. But again, there are just a few scenes in this movie where she just comes off a bit disingenuous. With that being said, there are two other characters that go along with her on her journey, one being this boy from school and one being her brother, and both of them just did not work at all. Not only the performances, but just the characters. The boy from school is just sort of there. They try to give him some development with his father, but I just don't really know what his purpose is in the movie. On the other hand, you have her brother, who is probably around 8 or 9, and they give him so much to do in this movie and rest so much on his shoulders, and at such a young age that he is, I just don't think he was able to really drive home these critical and crucial moments, specifically in the third act, and because of that, I really was not able to be invested in any of it. And those aren't the only elements about A Wrinkle in Time that just did not work for me personally. I found a lot of this film very monotonous and boring. I think this movie is the perfect example of just because things are happening on screen does not mean that they're inherently interesting, because this film just kind of feels like a string of moments as opposed to these well thought out scenes. It's just these characters are doing this, and now they're doing this, and now they're doing this. It just feels very tedious, and I think that there is an element of this film that if done better, it would have been more engaging, and that's the special effects, because there are tons of movies that don't really have that interesting of a story, but because of their incredible, groundbreaking special effects, they kind of become inherently entertaining. But the visuals of this film actually reminded me of both of the Alice in Wonderland movies. There's just so much happening on the screen, and it's just this complete deluge of special effects that it really just all comes off as so artificial. Nothing feels really tangible in this film. And as a result of that, it's just really difficult to become invested in really anything when you know it's just all not happening. It's all so fake. There are so many elements of this film that just did not feel genuine, whether it be because of the performances or because of the special effects. I also did not find the story that intriguing either, and as a result, I found this film just to be completely disappointing on almost every level. It really does bum me out that this movie is as bad as it is, because as I said, I'm a huge fan of Ava's work, and I wish nothing but the best for her, but this film is just a complete misfire in almost every single way. I apologize for this review being a bit late, by the way. As I said, if you watched my Tomb Raider review, I was in California. Now that I am home, I will have a review up for Strangers Part 2, as well as Gringo and Hurricane Heist. So be on the lookout for that, but in the meantime, did you guys see A Wrinkle in Time? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked today's video, and if you did, you can click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel to see more movie reviews and movie related things. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.